Good morning, class. I need everybody to get out their homework, put it on the left side of your desk, and Megan, the class helper, is coming by to pick it up. So to get things started today, can somebody read me the warm-up on the board? Sally?
What are 2D figures and give 2 examples?
All right, who can answer that? Billy?
A 2D shape is flat.
Okay, can somebody go a little bit more into detail?
It's a polygon with straight sides and it has to be closed.
Yes, that's very good. So what are 2 examples now? Billy?
A square and a triangle.
Yes, that is correct. Great job. So, leading in today's lesson, we're going to talk about 2D figures, and we're going to be talking about finding the perimeter. So has anybody heard of the math term perimeter?
No.
So, perimeter is the distance around a 2D shape. And to find perimeter, you take a ruler or you take some type of measurement, and you're going to add all the sides. So one thing I always use when I use perimeter is thinking of the word rim, because it's in the word perimeter, just like a basketball rim. So the basketball rim goes around the circle, so just like the perimeter is around the 2D shape. So now I need everybody to come sit on the floor in your rows, and we're going to get started. So now let's look at the figure in the green. Who can tell me what shape that is? Billy?
A rectangle.
Okay, so to find the perimeter, what are we going to do with this rectangle?
Add all the sides. We have to measure.
Yes, so today we're going to be measuring in centimeters. So who can tell me what side of the ruler we're going to be using?
This side, because it has centimeters on there. See them?
Yes, that is correct. So let's measure this first side. So, if we would measure the first side, we get 17 centimeters. And it's always critical to write your centimeters so in the end you won't forget. So the next side would be 28 centimeters. And always write your units. The next side would be 17 centimeters. And the last side would also be 28 centimeters. So since we have labeled all 4 sides, what are we going to do with them?
Add them all up.
Yes, we're going to add them all up. So we had 28 centimeters plus 17 centimeters plus 28 centimeters plus 17 centimeters. So when we add that up, that's 15, 15. So that's 5. We get a total of 90 centimeters. So, what is our perimeter for the green rectangle? Billy?
90 centimeters.
That is correct. So when we look at the next figure, we're going to look at the figure in orange. So who can tell me what shape that is? Sally?
A triangle, because it has 3 sides.
Correct. So now, what are we going to do to find the perimeter of the triangle? Billy?
You would have to measure all the sides in centimeters and add them up.
Yes. So let's start off with this little side. We get 21 centimeters. And the next side, the long one, will be 40 centimeters. And the third side is 34 centimeters. So, as we write them on the board, who can read me the numbers of the centimeters? Sally?
40 centimeters, 34 centimeters, and 21 centimeters. Oh, but I can work this one out.
Okay.
So you don't add 0. 4 plus 1 is 5 on the one side.
Okay.
And 4 and 3 is 7, 8, 9, 9. And the 10's 95. The perimeter is 95 centimeters.
Yes, and make sure we always, always, always put our units. All right, so the next one's a tricky one. Everybody look at the black figure. Who can tell me what shape that is?
It's a square.
Not exactly, but, so who can tell me what's wrong with that figure? Billy?
Well, the figure has straight sides, but there's a big gap right there.
Yes, so if it's not closed in, can we find the perimeter of it? Is it a polygon?
No, it has to have straight sides enclosed in order to find the perimeter.
Yes.
And we could walk in.
That is correct. So, to find the perimeter, it has to be a polygon, and to be a polygon, it has to be closed. So we cannot find the perimeter on the black one. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
So the last figure we're going to look at is the blue one over here. So who can tell me what's cool about the blue one already? Billy?
The sides are already labeled.
Yes, and do they have the units on them?
Yes, ma'am. They're in centimeters.
Yes, so when we write it on the board, we know we're going to be using centimeters. So who wants to come up here and work this out for us? Sally?
25 centimeters, 22 centimeters, 19 centimeters, 14, 6, 8, and I'll do 6.
All right, and what are you going to do with those?
Now I'm going to add all of them up, but I got to add the tens place first. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 30, 34.
All
So
right.
carry the 3 and the 10s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 94 centimeters is the perimeter.
Awesome job, Sally. All right, so does that make sense to everybody how we find the perimeter of different objects?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so now I need you all to get back up and go have a seat at your desk so I can explain the activity. All right, so for the activity, I need everybody to grab a whiteboard, a ruler, a marker, and a sock. And I'm going to be handing out your geoboards. So, class.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so to see if you were paying attention today, we're going to be working on perimeter using our geoboards. So, what you're going to do is you're going to make a shape using your rubber bands, and then once you make your shape, you'll take your ruler and measure the sides. And we're using centimeters today. So I need your size, measure in centimeters. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, so once you measure your sides, you're going to use your whiteboards and write down your measurements. And what do you do with your measurements?
Add them.
Yes, so you would add them. And once you add them, you will come by and I will have to check them. So raise your hand and I will check them. And you're going to be doing a total of 4 different figures. So you do one, I check it, and then you go to the next one. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all have any questions? Okay, get started.
I'm finished, Miss Ebner.
All right, Sally, let's take a look. So I loved how you wrote your measurements. That is one major key. So how did you solve for this?
I measured this side, that's 11 centimeters. I measured this side, that's 7, and then this one's 6. And in order to find the perimeter, you add every side up, and I got 23 centimeters.
Okay, that is what you do, and that's a great job. So let's go look at your numbers one more time. So double check your work.
Okay, 23.
Check it one more time. Double check it for me.
7,
Make sure you add
8,
right.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, I added just the 7 and the 6, and I didn't add that one.
Don't
So
forget
my
the one.
perimeter is 24 centimeters.
Yes. Okay, so now you can move on to the next one. Are you done, Billy?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So let's look at yours. So, ooh, you used some big numbers. So tell me what you did to solve the perimeter for your shape.
I measured each side, and each side was 12 centimeters. So then I added them up, because there was 4 sides, so I did 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, and I got 48 centimeters as the perimeter. I could have taken 12 times 4 since the figure is a square, and all the sides are equal.
Awesome. I love how you notice that you can, when you're working with a square, you can always multiply it by 4 to find the perimeter. So you can go on to the next one as well.
Thank you.
Good job. Alright, so since everybody has finished their 4 figures, now I need to put your materials up and place them in the middle of the table. I don't need anybody playing with them. Alright, are y'all ready?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So who can tell me what we learned today? Billy?
Perimeter.
Alright, can somebody tell me how we find the perimeter of a figure?
You
Sally?
measure all the sides and you add them all up with the units.
Correct job. So I can tell y'all have been paying attention today. So now I need everybody to give themselves a firecracker high five. Awesome. So one last thing before we go. So who can tell me why we couldn't find the perimeter of the black figure on the floor? Billy?
It's not a polygon.
And why wasn't it a polygon? Sally?
Because it has straight sides, but I could actually walk in, it's open, and our polygon has to be closed.
Yes.
Be close.
Awesome job. Because you can't solve it if it's not a polygon. So, look around my room. Who can tell me one thing we could solve perimeter for? Billy?
What about the bulletin board? You could add a new trim.
Oh, yes you could. So you could take the red one and you could add a whole new one. So how would we find that? How would we know how much trim we would need?
Well, you have to measure the distance around the whole bulletin board and then add them up.
Very good job. So I can tell y'all have been paying attention. And you can use perimeter everywhere, all over the room. So even on our number chart, if we went all the way around the room, right?
Yes.
So I hope y'all learned something new today. And we're going to be using this tomorrow when we go into perimeter formulas. And we might even look into area. And you're going to have to know how to use perimeter. So good job today.